So in example 3 and 4, we have a bunch of stuff going on. In 3, not as much as 4, but still some shifts happening. So in 3, I have nothing being multiplied either in or outside. So my amplitude is 1, my period is unchanged, it's 2 pi. But I do have a shift going on. There's a plus 3 on the inside, which I'm going to call a phase shift. Now if stuff's on the inside and I have a plus, I would think I'm going right, but in fact I'm going to the left, pi, and the minus 1 is on the outside. Outside stuff goes up or down, which means I'm going down 1. Again, this I call a phase shift. So you'll hear me say that a few times. It could also just be a horizontal shift, whereas the down 1 is affecting my midline. So once I start graphing, because I'm moving down 1, I want to leave some space below the x-axis. So here's my new midline. Again, I use a dotted line just to help myself out here. Now I'm going up 1 and down 1, meaning I'm going up 1 or up the amplitude and down the amplitude from the midline. So if I'm going up 1 from -1, I'm at 0. Down 1 would put me at -2. So my high points are going to be up at 0, my low points are at -2. Period didn't change. So that means my fourth tick mark is 2 pi, my halfway tick mark is pi, and my first tick mark is pi over 2. So everything goes up by pi over 2. The same can be said on the other side. In the interest of time, I'm going to skip labeling those points, but you definitely should in your notes. So this is a sine graph. So sine starts at the midline, usually starts on the y-axis. However, I've had a phase shift that moves me to the left -pi. Well, if you look how many tick marks are that measure up to pi, I have 2 tick marks that get me to pi. So I'm starting 2 tick marks to the left, at the middle, because it's sine. Sine starts at the middle and goes up. Then I hit the middle. Don't forget to hit that y-axis. Then I go low, then middle, high, middle. If I'm going the other way and I'm at the middle, now I'm going low, then back up to the middle. So when I connect my wave, it looks like this. So it almost looks like a sine graph that's been reflected, starting at the middle and going down. However, this is what I used as my starting point. I started over here because I had a phase shift of plus pi, meaning I went to the left pi. It took me 2 tick marks to get to pi. So that's number 3. Number 4 had a few more things going on. Here I have a 2 being multiplied on the outside, so my amplitude is 2. Nothing being multiplied on the inside, so my period stays unchanged. It's 2 pi. I have a -3 pi over 2 inside, so my phase shift, I'm going to the right 3 pi over 2. And I have a +4, which means I'm going up 4. So phase shift, meaning a horizontal shift, and then up 4 affects my midline. So when I graph, because I'm going up 4, I want to give myself room. So here's my midline at 4, drawing a dotted line so I know what to come back to. I'm going up 2 from there, so up 2 from 4 gets me to 6. That's the difference of the amplitude. And down 2 from 4 puts me at 2. So my high point will be at 6, my low points will be at 2. Your x-axis is unchanged because my period didn't change. So I'm going up by pi over 2. Same in the other direction. Remember, label every tick mark. I'm skipping it over right now, just keep this video as short as possible. So cosine starts high, so I would usually start on the y-axis up at 6. But keep in mind I had a phase shift. I moved to the right 3 pi over 2. So I have 3 tick marks getting me to the right at 3 pi over 2. So here's my starting point. So I'm high, so the only where to go now is middle. When I move into the left, I have to hit the low point, middle on the y-axis, high point, middle, low point, middle. Connect your wave. And I never cross the x-axis, but that's okay. So there you go.